Hi everyone, welcome to another Scryfall Shenanigans. So we've got another friend of the channel request here. This is Eureka and also Hypergenisis. Got some interesting things we're going to go down here now. Just a peek behind the veil, so to speak. When I do these and set them up prior to doing this episode, the bare minimum I do for these single card ones is the card itself, then a close-up of the artwork, which is actually, there, close-up of the artwork. You'll see I've added some stuff in between here. Then stuff related to the tags, stuff related to Cobra, stuff related to EDHRec. I've started looking at MTG Top 8 or similar stuff, and then finish off with something else as well. In this case we're going to look at Hypergenisis, but just before I record the video I also see what just bubbles up from my mind to do, and so we've got an interesting artworky side quest as well. So Eureka, in this episode we have something here which very interestingly has only ever been printed in paper once in Legends, so it's, yeah, reasonably pricey. It's legal in all the formats that it's playable in, so Legacy, Vintage, Commander, Oathbreaker. It's a sorcery, 2 and 2 green. Starting with you, each player may put a permanent card from their hand onto the battlefield. Repeat this process until no one puts a card onto the battlefield. So that's the errated text. It's also obviously because of the when it was printed originally, and the I suppose connected to the rarity, it is on the reserve list. The original text, as it appears in Legends, both players may take any permanent in their hand and put it directly into play. Players take turns playing one card from their hand until neither wants to play. It says that, until neither wants to play more permanents. No other spells or effects of any kind may be used while Eureka is in effect. If a spell has an X in its casting cost, X is 0. And if you're curious, for the online stuff, this is what they look like. So there's the Masters Edition, which was the way in which Wizards got earlier cards from all the sets that they ultimately ended up releasing on Magic the Gathering Online. So there was a group of sets, if you like, that where the whole set was never released on Magic the Gathering Online either, in sync with when it was released in paper or retrospectively. And as a consequence they released these Masters Editions. I think there was 4 of them maybe originally. And they contained a lot of this stuff from Legends and various other sets. So that would be I suppose everything pre Mirage. Is that right? Yeah, because I think Mirage was the one of the earliest sets to end up retrospectively getting released on Magic the Gathering Online. Because I think that was the set, wasn't it, that they created the MTGO themed decks for, that didn't exist anything outside of Mirage. I think I'm right about that. I'm doing it off the top of my head. But yeah, that's what these are. These are sort of infilling for cards that they wanted on Magic the Gathering Online, but they hadn't actually released the whole set. It also meant you could draft them for a period of time as well. Then we had Vintage Masters as another Magic the Gathering Online set that was actually released as a set at the time. I think it was one of the earlier attempts at a sort of more, I don't know, modern's the right word, but obviously in paper, you know, Chronicles was a sort of collecting together of various magic cards from various sets. This one, which came out in 2014, I can't remember if it was the first of when they started first to do that on Magic the Gathering Online, and then we saw stuff sort of bleed through in terms of, you know, stuff that was geared toward eternal formats as well. So yeah, it's a slightly different artwork. And there was a Magic Online promo as well. So these cropped up when you entered various events, I think, and sometimes they just, every so often, you just get a one for playing a certain amount of games or whatever you're using Magic the Gathering Online over a certain period of time. But it's always interesting to look at these, you know, cards where it's been printed very frugally across Magic's history. I'm going to go into some of this other stuff in a moment, up close on the artwork, and then that's when I sort of led into this last minute side quest. So yeah, this is an artist, I don't know if I've ever gone down an artist rabbit hole on the channel, so I thought this is a good opportunity to go off on a bit of a side quest. So I just organised all of the artwork that's on Scryfall. So we've got all the unique artwork by this artist. There's 68 cards, and I've sliced it by colour of mana because I thought that was an interesting way to do it aesthetically. So here we've got all the white cards, starting off with, this would be Arabian Nights. Then there's some stuff in white from Legends, into Fallen Empires, into Ice Age. There's Swords of the Plowshares from Ice Age, into Homelands. Then we have Alliances, Visions, and then a Portal, Tempest. There's an Unset. This is interesting. So this would be from the Cold Snap theme deck, where some of the decks had throwback cards. So there's one here from, this would be a throwback to Alliances. So what they've done is they've taken the Alliances card and represented it in a modern border, and they did that for the Cold Snap theme decks. So in that version of the Ice Age block, the sort of reimagined one, it would have been Ice Age, Alliances, and Cold Snap, and as a consequence, the theme decks they produced had Cold Snap cards, but also had cards from Alliances and Ice Age that have been represented in modern frames. And then we have this from a mystery booster, which is Captain Sisay in a what are these? These are the Future Sight frames, I think. Yeah. So interesting. So moving to blue, Giant Tortoise. There's loads of really interesting. It's fun doing it. It's just because then you get all these cards that you probably wouldn't come across that bubble up like this. Suleiman's Legacy. It's a red-white enchantment. When it comes into play, bury all djinns and afrits. Whenever a djinn or an afrit comes into play, bury it. We'll see a lot more interesting ones here. The ones I really like, I think, are the ones in black. Actually, there's some of my favourite cards in there. But we got things like Hydroblast here in blue. There's Flooded Woodland, which is actually an enchantment. No green creature can attack unless its controller sacrifices a land whenever that creature attacks. Manta Riders. There's a card draw in Portal Second Age. There's a few Portal cards here. There's a Mirage card. So the artwork reminds me a lot of this for some reason. Yeah, it's a Sorceress Queen. And there's Coffin Queen here as well. There's Flooded Woodlands, again, because it shares a colour with blue. Initiates of the Ebon Hand. So they did one piece of, I think both Basal, Thrall and Initiates had multiple artwork for them in Fallen Empires. You can usually tell the giveaway is, you know, it's got the number and then it's got A, B, C or even D depending on how many they did. I think I have is this the one I have probably got like a 4th edition version of this somewhere kicking around. It's interesting, it didn't get reprinted in initially in Chronicles, did it? What's the most up to date? It is, yeah, 5th edition. Okay. Going to do a episode as well of this old deck on this Rivals Quick Start set somewhere in the future. So Pyroblast. There's Stone Rain from Ice Age. We looked at that one, didn't we, before? Yeah. Denim Walk. If defending player is wearing any clothing made of denim, this creature is unblockable. From Unglued. A Rabid Wombat. Gains +2/+2 for each creature enchantment on it. Attacking does not cause a Rabid Wombat to tap. It's a 0/1, 2 and 2 green. So you got what? Rabid Wombat Voltron deck. That's amusing. Well, the Legends one is only for 462 if you feel that's a rabbit hole you want to go down. Don't let me stop you. Winter Blast. X target creature becomes tapped. Winter Blast deals 2 damage. That's renewal. Granny's Payback. You gain life equal to your age. Okay. Harmony of Nature. There's always some interesting stuff in these Portal sets as well. Well worth a look at. I've done a few episodes now, I think, well, at least one on Portal. But yeah, it's interesting stuff crops up there. Okay, colour lists that aren't lands. We've got Millstone, Primal Clay, which has had several different, there's at least 3. I can't remember, there's another one, isn't there, as well? Artwork wise, or is it just the 3? Yeah, there's just the 3 different types of artwork. Yeah. Some of these certainly had some sort of funky rules text on them. I mean, just generally, not this artwork artist in particular, but from this area. 4 tap, you may cast 1 spell this turn by paying its casting cost with any type of mana. For example, 2 and 2 green becomes 4. However, this card still remains its original colour. This ability is played as an interrupt. North Star. Oh, it's got to be done, hasn't it? 48 decks. Oh, Elvin Liar, yeah. Hamlet Unmaking. There's Teferi's Puzzle Box. Oh, Thunderstaff from Darksteel. Let me refresh my memory here. 3. Thunderstaff is untapped and a creature would deal combat damage to you. Prevent 1 of that damage. 2 tap. Attacking creatures get +1/+0 until end of turn. And then of course Bottle Gnomes. Which at the time, when these certain sets they've been printed in, I know when I used to sort of check some of the tournament decks, you'd get, Bottle Gnomes cropping up in it. So this is this 1/3 for 3, where if you sack it, you gain 3 life. And then the land. So yeah, a couple of different Mishra's Factory. Actually, yeah, there's 4 there. Different types of artwork. So A, B, C, and D. There we go. From Antiquities. A workshop from Antiquities. And then Rainbow Veil from Fallen Empires. So this was this land where you tap it, add 1 mana of any colour to your mana pool. Control of Rainbow Veil passes to an opponent at end of turn. So with that, I suspect, is it going to be in a Fieldgriff deck? Yeah, Corona. I'm just trying to think of all the decks where you're sort of sharing out your stuff. And yeah, Zedru. Was that? I didn't check, no. I was just curious. I thought, I wonder if they put it in the Zedru deck for the Commander product, but no, it didn't end up in that deck. That would have been a fun, like throwback card to, I think, stick in. Okay, so let's get back to actually Eureka, going down that bit of a side channel, side quest for the artist, which, lots of interesting stuff. I'll include all the links there for that, even though I did them at the last minute, because that, looks like some fun stuff there you could play around with. Okay, so we've got reality shaping. Oh, that was a... What was that? Oh, a phenomenon. Interesting. Let me just refresh my memory here. Oh, March of the Machines Commander. Okay. Oh, and it was a... plane chase card. Right, because that's right. There was a time, wasn't there, to that commander where it went a bit plane chasey. Okay. I completely forgotten about that. When you had okay. And then show and tell. Yep. Each player may put an artifact, creature, charm, or land card from his or hand onto the battlefield. Yeah, Braid's Conjurer Adept has it on the card. There's Eureka there. Yep, so it's stapled to Braids, this particular flavour of that, sneak effect. So, sneak permanent. We have 30 taggings in Scryfall. Oh, looks like we have been down this before in a previous episode at some point. Let's just look at snaking. So Eureka, Goblin Wizard, Willow Priestess, Didgeridoo. I think I have this somewhere. You may put a Minotaur permanent card from your hand onto the battlefield. I should have Didgeridoo, which stops people from putting cards on the battlefield. Spatula of the Ages, Goblin Lackey. From There's a Saga. Retraced Image. Is that supposed to be something? Yeah, is that a cephalid? Have I got the creature type right there? That's what I'm thinking of. Oh well, of course, again. Stampede, the Dragon. Yeah, this is cool. The Dragon. With Eminence. Min Wily Illusionist. So, Anti-Causal Vestige was from Mage of Eternities. 6 to cast, 7/5 Eldrazi. That's really crisp artwork. When this creature leaves the battlefield, draw a card. Then you may put a permanent card with mana value less than or equal to the number of lands you control from your hand onto the battlefield tapped. Warp 4. And this is what from Marvel Spider-Man. Tales of Middle-earth. Cool artwork. Take a goblin from your hand and put it directly into play. Treat this goblin as if it were just summoned. Red. Target goblin gains protection from white until end of turn. Yeah, there's certainly some interesting sneak permanent stuff here. Just go back. Yeah, so there's certainly quite a number of symmetrical effects. Let's get old Wheel of Fortune. Worms of the Earth. Limdor's Hex. Irini Singia. Oh, this is cool. Look at that artwork. During your upkeep, tap target untapped creature you control or bury Koskan Falls. No creature can attack unless its controller pays an additional 2 whenever that creature attacks. And the growth, Subiri, yep. Wow, so much cool stuff. Lots of symmetrical stuff. What's this? A creature. Oh, that player loses 5 life. Oh, Anvil. Flux. Yeah, there's Bottomless Pit. Now that, what is that? That's ringing some sort of deck bell in my head. I'm trying to remember what was that in a. That wasn't in a pre-con, was it? No. I'm not sure. Okay, let's look at Eureka from the point of view of Cube Cobra. What do we got? Often drafted with channel. There's Emrakul. African Swallow. That must be what the Monty Python stuff. Eternal Witness. Some some pretty expensive stuff here. Wow. A cube and a half with that in it. Show and tell in the mystery booster future sight styly border. It's different. What's that? That's so it's got like a promo style set symbol. 2022. So yeah, SLD, that's yeah. Okay. There's quite a few of those here. Cubed with. There's some nice alt artwork here. There's a nice lightning bolt. Oh, Gristle Wren. That's pretty cool. I'd forgotten about this style of artwork. It's turning into quite the artwork related episode here, isn't it? Oh, phantasmal image, yes. Oh, yes, that's a special guest one. Yeah, that's the artwork I remember. I think that this was in one of those event decks, wasn't it? Either an event deck or a some sort of precon of the time. Huh. Interesting. Oh, Snapcaster Mage. I wonder how much that is now. So yeah, you probably noticed there that there's quite a number of secret lair stuff, secret lair drops, cards that were of various vintages that were cropping up here. Not surprising in a cube-based website, people would go for those. Synergistic cards. Oh, actually, I've got to be careful, haven't I? Because I'm. Let's go back to actually where we were supposed to be, which was, yeah, Eureka. Okay, synergistic cards with Eureka. Oh yeah, there's Tooth and Nail. Show and Tell again. Elvish Piper. Terrestodon. Oh, there's Oath of Druids. Simic Sky Swallower. Wow. Smile on my face is just getting bigger and bigger. Progenitus. Oh, there's Quicksilver. I mean, now the original of that from Urza's Legacy. That's it. But apart from the retro one, did they? Oh, that was it. Yeah, Magic M12. So that's probably the one that I remember more than anything. That version. That one. And why not? Let's look at some no combos found. Okay. Eureka in EDH. 1,700 decks. Oh. Interesting in the sliver deck. Dragon. What's this? This would be a what partner deck, wouldn't it? Rograth, son of Rogar. First strike, menace trample. One. Okay. Combo. Oh, pod deck. Is it in the pod deck? Won't always appear in the average deck, but sometimes it's worth a look. So I should be able to do this. Let me just make sure I spell Eureka correctly. That's normally when the wheels start to fall off of this. So let's just try this. Can I do that? Let's take that out. I didn't really pay attention to that to see if it had actually probably using that completely incorrectly there, but never mind. Game change. Oh, excuse me. What's the game changes in this deck? Okay. Let's just remove any deck. Gene pollinator, okay. Into the sorcery. Excuse me, my voice is going. Okay. Yeah, it's that time of year. I always seem to get some sort of voice problem at this time of year as the weather's changing. Let's transmute artifact. Sylvan Scrying. That's pretty cool artwork. Cataxian Bro. Very creepy. Oh, and then Genesis Storm. When you cast a spell, copy it for each time you cast your commander from the command zone in this game. Reveal cards from the top of your card and do your own non-land permanent card. Battlefield, then put all cards revealed this way. Top one put on onto the battlefield on the bottom of the library in random order. Okay. So I just went through and did a quick search on decks that on MTG Top 8 had Eureka in them, and found this interesting Child of Alara Control EDH deck from Demonic Tournament Commander in Lyon, France. So there we go. Apparently. See, now I can't find... Oh, did this have... Let me go back a stage. Let's try it again. Maybe I'm on the wrong... So I go search. And then... Sometimes when I save it, it's quite difficult to actually save these. So it could have got a bit muddled up. Let me just try that. Oh, there it is. Am I not looking hard enough? Or was it Hypergenisis that's in here? Interesting. Am I going mad because it doesn't seem to be in here? Oh, I know why. Sorry. There it is. Yep, my mistake. Yeah, I must have saved the wrong one. There it is. I'll make sure I save the right one for this. So, yeah. And then finally, finishing off with Hypergenisis, banned in Modern. So, yeah, this is a sorcery. It's got suspend 3 on it, 1 and 2 green. Starting with you, each player may put an artifact, creature, enchantment or land card on from their hand onto the battlefield. Repeat this process until no one puts a card onto the battlefield. Time Spiral and Time Spiral Remastered. On the original, it had a reminder text that, or rules text, Hypergenesis is green, because there's no casting cost up here. And let's go into the tagger. Oh wow. Lots of stuff here. So there's the sneak stuff. There's a cycle holder cards, but now with suspend and no mana cost, so you have to use suspend. So ancestral visions. In fact, let's just get these correctly done. There we go. Yeah, so ancestral visions. Do it that way. Restore balance, ancestral visions, living end, wheel of fate, hypergenesis, and lotus bloom. Yeah. So there you go. There's Eureka. Intervening. Castable from exile. Oh, of course, that would be... Yeah, it's in exile, isn't it, while you're... Yeah, it's just interesting. I never thought of that. So that means then if you've got any cards that are capable of interacting with the exile zone, that must mean you can sort of prematurely sneak it into play. Haven't really thought about that. Interesting. Yeah, so this is going to be a mixed bag here. Exile self. Spell with no casting cost. I'm just trying to see which ones here aren't suspend cards. So they're put into that category for other reasons. Oh, splicing, splice onto arcane. Spells without mana costs can't be played. Right. I never really thought of this before. So you can see a lot of these are... So hang on, that's going to be an interesting rabbit hole to go down. If I do, what is it? Is it O-tag suspend minus? Would that be the correct thing to do? No, what am I thinking about? Sorry. It's O, isn't it? Oracle, that's it. There we go. So, two of these, well, maybe that can't. I don't know if that counts as an card or not. Anyway, I'm trying to find the ones that aren't uncards. So Evermind, and however you say this, I don't think I'm going to attempt it. I'll just end up mangling it. As long as you've discarded a card this turn, you may pay black-red to cast this spell. When it enters the battlefield, you may search your library for a card named the Underworld Cookbook, reveal it and put it into your hand. Sacrifice 2 foods. Target creature deals 6 damage to itself. Oh, Modern Horizons Shenanigans. Oh, it's a repeatable crime. We've seen those sort of cards before. So let's look at some Underworld stuff. Underworld Cookbook. Final ruling, it's an egg. It's an egg. Nice. Oh, cool. Legendary creature, Lobster Citizen. Artifacts you control are foods in addition to the other types, and have 2 tap. Sacrifice this artifact, you gain 3 life. 1 tap, sacrifice a food. Ragost deals 3 damage to each opponent. At the beginning of each end step, if you gain life this turn, untap Ragost. Okay, I think I'll stop it there now. Well, this has been a very interesting Scryfall Shenanigans. So thanks once again for the suggestion. That's very interesting. And I will include all the links, including the corrected one for that particular event, which I think I'll check in my original links that I saved. I might be wrong, but I'll double check. Thanks once again for watching. Bye for now, and I will catch you in a future episode.